welcome back to Teaching with Tenia. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am sharing you all about my internship experience as a education student in the middle of a pandemic and how I went through my internships. So if you're interested, please stay tuned for this video and don't forget to click the thumbs up and subscribe down below. Let's get into the video. Okay, so I know every education program is different. On top of that, I go to a Bible college. So not only will I be certified in a public school, but also a Christian school as well. So the way it works at my school is that whatever education program you're in, whether you're early level, middle level, HP, any of that education, you have to do 3 internships on top of practicum and student teaching your last year, and then you graduate. So your practicum and student teaching are your last years of the program. That is the progression of where most students fall under, but for me, I'm graduating in 3 years, so my schedule is a little off. I had to take the same thing, but just condensed. Let's talk about my internship number 1. Internship number 1 was pretty interesting because, first of all, in schools, because I've been in school during the pandemic, not many schools knew what they were doing, so public schools at that. So thank God there were a lot of Christian schools around where I was able to get internships in. But my first internship was in a Christian school as well, but I was with the principal because teachers were in over their heads and they did not want, let alone somebody shadowing them or being an internship in their classroom, because they barely knew what they were doing, and going online from being in person, like flipping back and forth, sometimes they had to do both, and I totally understand them. So basically, I had to shadow a principal when she did like a leadership class. It was really weird, not your normal internship placement, but I'm so thankful for the opportunity and for her even allowing me to come into that school to get my hours done. Basically, I just helped her whatever she needed done, and then also I was able to get in some classrooms, like there was a kindergarten classroom, a PE classroom, and then sometimes I even went to recess, like literally the whole life of a teacher. I sometimes went to recess duty, but no matter what, I was super thankful because just to interact with those kids and know that they needed that personal connection, because so many other schools in the area were shut down and those schools did not get that personal interaction. So that was internship 1, my experience there. It was okay. I'm just thankful that I was able to get into it. As we get further along and people are finally getting their feet settled into, we're probably not getting out of this anytime soon, I went into internship 2 and 3 in the same semester. So internship 2 was at another Christian school. At this Christian school, I was in pre-K. My placement was in pre-K, and this time I actually did have a teacher, which helped my internship experience a lot, being placed with the teacher. But I was in pre-K, so they did not know what they were doing, the students. In this pre-K school, my heart went out to the teacher because they didn't know what school was supposed to be like for them. And some students didn't know the ABCs, couldn't recognize their names. It was just really heartbreaking because that whole year, parents sometimes shove their kid in front of a TV because they didn't know what to do with their student. And then those students come into the school system and it shows what they were able to do and what they weren't able to do. And unfortunately, because of being at home for so long, there are a lot of educational gaps. My heart just wants to break just talking about it. But we had to deal with those on top of social emotional learning and students with their fine motor skills being able to cut on like the line and stuff like that. Some students couldn't hold a pencil. It was just so sad. So being in that classroom made me up for the challenge of teaching post this whole craziness in the world for the challenge. Like, this is what we're really dealing with. So how are we going to get these children up to where they need to be so that they can be successful adults in society as well? Unfortunately, it's going to take a lot of manpower on top of grace and mercy with these kids because they have lost so much educationally wise, but also literally 0 to like 5, 6, 7. It's just those early levels of education are crucial for these students, and for them to have that taken away from them even just a little bit affects them a lot. For my 3rd internship, I was in a Christian school as well. So I got plenty of Christian school experience. I was in a 3rd grade classroom at a more advanced school where basically these students, they didn't miss a beat. In fact, these students were ahead of most of their peers and other schools at their same grade level. So in this school, it was really interesting to me how much they were learning about biblical things, but also like going deep into the word. It was really good to see that, and how much of a standard that their teacher held them to, but also loving them still, knowing that they are 3rd graders. So that was pretty good to see. And also, this was probably my favorite internship because as soon as I got there, basically she was like, are you comfortable? Like, we're gonna throw you in. And so I was able to teach math literally right then and there on my first day, able to teach math, and the students gravitated towards me very well, but also respected me, which I appreciated. And I was able to do crafts with them, and it's gonna make me cry. I'm not gonna cry, but leaving those kids was super hard because I actually got to teach, redirect, like really get my hands like into their education in that school. And so I was very much appreciative to this teacher as well. She was very skilled, and you could tell she was a phenomenal teacher, and she held her kids to that high standard. And not only that, but yeah, you could be the best teacher all you want, but do your kids respond to that? And they responded so well. And so when she asked me to teach my first day, I was like, well, what I'm seeing so far, you got this under control. But she was like, no, you need that experience, and basically pushing me out there, which I appreciated because I have been teaching to my stuffed animals ever since I was little, but teaching to actually human beings is quite different. So being able to learn from her students and just get comfortable being in front of a class, managing a classroom disruptions, classroom this, classroom that, like so much goes on into a classroom. To be able to have that experience before me being in practicum now, like I see why she was pushing me and really got me ready. So practicum right now has been a breeze. If you have not checked out I think it's the video before this, my practicum experience, I went to my first day of practicum. I vlogged that experience for you guys, so be sure to check out that video. Overall, my internships were pretty good. I couldn't have asked for anything better, to be honest. With the classroom, the students, what I learned, because there's so like a college down the street, their education students were not able to get in any classroom. So as a teacher, I feel like you need that experience, and for that to be taken away from them, and they still have to become great teachers all of a sudden is very interesting to me. But I'm so glad that my school was able to find us placements no matter where they were, like with the principal, with actual teachers later on. I'm just super grateful for that, and just plan to put more tools, more experience under my belt so that I could be the best teacher for my students in the future. That is all that I have for you guys in today's video. If you are currently in internship or about to be in internship, just know that whatever the teacher asks you to do it. Do it scared, do it anxious, do it. The students don't respond well. Oh well, at least you're learning, and at least you can redirect yourself to do better next time. It's all a whole learning, teaching experience for yourself as well. So go in open-minded, whether you're in a placement or not with a teacher like I was. But you'll do just fine. Just be there for your students and be present, because it does go super fast. Like literally now I'm already about to be student teaching, but I could talk for days about my internship placement. Sorry about that if I look a little different, but my camera cut off. Anyways, I was closing on today's video, so if you guys have similar internship experience, let me know down in the comment section down below, or completely opposite internship experience. I would love to hear about it down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll very much appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.